Welcome to the God Pill, the script of part 2 of why sin is feminine and keeps growing and growing, and I didn't want to keep people waiting for new content, so today I'm here to talk briefly on the topic of monkey branching. I remember years ago reading the Red Pill subreddits. There was a study that came out that was brought up multiple times. The results are quite significant when it comes to understanding the opposite sex, as disappointing as they might be for most men. I don't recall how many men they used, or campuses, or how good-looking and socially skilled the men were, as given how subjective women are, those factors can make a good difference. But in the study, they had at least one man approach 200 girls at a college campus, 100 single, 100 in a relationship. The results were enlightening. Of the single woman approached in the study, 0% were receptive. But of the women in relationships, 4% were receptive to his advances. What this means is, if you engage in day game, you are over 400% more likely to secure a date or hook up with another guy's woman than a single lady. Really goes to show she's not yours, it's just your turn. But why would this be the case? After all, from our perspective as a man, shouldn't a woman with no man at least be open to giving most men a try? Shouldn't a woman with a man be satisfied or capable of contentment? After all, if her man was subpar, wouldn't she have broken up with him and be part of the pool of single ladies? That might seem natural to us men, but that's not how things are with women. It all makes sense when you understand hypergamy. No woman in her fertile years that isn't hideous is single. All women in their peak fertility years that are not hideous, that are not with a man, are single by choice. The world isn't flooded with nuns and lesbians, so that state of affairs can only mean one thing: that, correct or not, her sense of her own sexual market value is high enough that no man has pursued her between her last relationship and the present day that meets her hypergamous standards. This is further amplified by women that haven't hit the wall, yet clinging to the passive dating role like their life depends on it. In all cases but the most ideal alphas, where there is a limited time window and the opportunity cost is too high to miss. What this means is, to secure a date with a single woman, a man has to either be perceived as outperforming every man in her environment, and not merely environment, but every man that can be accessed in our global sexual marketplace, or, if she is more realistic, every man she believes isn't out of her league for her to get attention from. A taken woman is very different. A woman in a relationship is with a man that either meets her standards or did at one time in the past. But hypergamy is opportunistic. A woman's psyche is reducible to an instinctual algorithm that can be conveyed in just one sentence: maximum situational optimization insofar as it does not impair individual safety. And because this is their way, the man a woman is with provides a frame of reference. If a woman's man will do, then by definition any man with a pulse that is superior in her criteria is fair game, circumstances permitting. In fact, sad as it is, taken women are such an easier prospect for men that there is an entire component of pickup artistry known as boyfriend destroyer tactics for men. This would only be a thing if the advantage in their receptivity was so much higher it would offset the risk of confrontation with other men. What everyone does with their lives is their own business. On this channel, however, I try to encourage androcentrism, to cultivate in us an in-group preference as men, as this is not only the way our Creator intended, but in our fallen state it doesn't come naturally. Too often we see ourselves as rivals rather than peers, all over mere vagina. Men, whether collectively or individually, decentralized, in large enough numbers, supporting one another and promoting our own interest as a class, will do much good. This is not political. There are no solutions for men through that process. We are global, a brotherhood. Because of this, I ask that people refrain from doing ill to their fellow man by pursuing women that are already in relationships, especially if they are married. It's not good to mess with covenants. Heck, if there's someone you know that seems interested in monkey branching to you, tell their guy. Expose the chick to a bit of shame. They need to learn. Perhaps they'll be more hesitant to pull that on their next man. In my own experience, receptive women that appreciated me always either had a boyfriend or were in the post-breakup rebound-seeking phase. I merely took note, never responded. Again, guys, if a girl is single, she is for a reason, and there's the conundrum for you to ponder. If you are not in monk mode, then in order to secure a date with a single girl, your barrier of entry will likely be higher than taken girls. And even if you do get the single girl, it's just your turn, you become her new frame of reference, and any branch secure enough to swing to that is higher she'll be drawn to. No one ever said life is fair. These are ugly times. But we wouldn't be in the manosphere if we hadn't chosen to share the knowledge to deal with it. Us men are problem solvers, and whatever lifestyle we choose, I'm confident if you put the work into it, you'll find yourself in a better place next year than when you started. If you liked my video, don't hesitate to like, share, subscribe, donate, and comment. I'd particularly like you to share your favorites, or any particularly applicable video, with at least 2 people. Let's see if we can reach 30 subscribers by the end of September. Have an exceptional day, fellows.